Hi all, thanks for joining. This demo is on Microsoft Dynamics CRM, and if I'll take you to the MindMajix, which is a great website for training sessions and to gain the expertise by registering on the courses. If you see that MindMajix have 500 plus technologies where they give the trainings and they have the expertise trainers. If you see, there are like 110 plus repeated corporates where we had delivered the training so far. There are like 4 lakh 50,000 professionals to whom we had given the training, and we have the trainers which are having 10 plus years of experience, and there are like some trainers who holds 9 plus years of experience in e-learning industry, and we provide the certification based on curriculum, and we try to guide each and every candidate who participate in the training by sharing the certifications as well as the correct path that how the certifications and knowledge will help them in the right direction. So if I'll go back to the next slide, and I am a Microsoft certified trainer, and I am having total 6 years of experience as a dynamic CRM consultant. I am holding vast experience in delivering the training inshore as well as offshore, and I do have the experience not just in providing the training but also in consulting and implementing the enterprise level projects. I also share tips with the candidates who register on the trainings and they are not working anywhere and they want to basically get a job. So I'll try to give them support for help so that they can clear the job interviews, and basically against each training which we provide on Microsoft Dynamics 365 customer engagement with CRM, there is a related Microsoft certification. So each candidate can gain those certification, and these certification have the global values. So now if I go to the next slide, so this entire demo is all about discussing about the overview of customer service process. And in order to like showcase the things related to customer service process, I'll go to the slide. I'll go maybe to the next slide, which basically talks about the 3 modules of CRM. So 3 modules of CRM are basically related to Microsoft Dynamics 365 sales, Microsoft Dynamics 365 marketing, Microsoft Dynamics 365 customer service. And then there is a customization and configuration against each module, which we can do in order to extend the functionality which are there in the product. So if we talk about the 3 core modules, these are the 3, and I had chosen Dynamics 365 customer service. Other than this, as I said, there is a Dynamics 365 sales and marketing module as well. And in order to do the customization or configuring the system based on the client's requirement, we do have the options like business toolbar, Power Automate, plugins, JavaScript, web services, batch jobs. So there are like certain things which we can utilize, which are there in the Power Platform setup for extending the capability of the product based on the client's requirement. So if I go back to my labs, so when we deliver the training, what we do that we share the training materials with the candidates. We also share the PPTs with the candidate, and we also share the access of 4 labs which can be followed to have a better hands-on experience, and everybody who is a part of the training will have the confidence that how they're gonna achieve the things. For example, as I said that this training is related to Dynamics 365 for customer service. So there is an exam code you can see MB230. So this exam you can do at later stage once you complete the training, and thereafter basically you can apply for MB230 exam, and once you complete MB230 you will get the Microsoft certification, and that certification value is across globe. So if you're certified, there is a higher possibility that you'll get the job, or if you already have the job, then it will add a value to you and it will validate that yes, you have these skills in a particular module, Dynamics 365 customer engagement or CRM. So if I talk about the labs, so there is first lab which talk about the validate the lab environment. So I had like already created the labs here, and if I'll basically go to my CRM instance, so this is my CRM instance where I had like already created the setup. So I'm just going back. So these are the content for the labs which are there for Microsoft Dynamics 365 customer service. So we have the module 0 and it will end on module 8. So if I go to the instruction of module 0, it talks about that anybody can create the 30-day trial setup of Dynamics 365, which I already had created in our cases, right? And once you create the 30-day trial for yourself, or you sign up for the 30-day trial, you will be having one URL along your username and password. So if I'll basically go to the same link, so this is the URL which I had created. If you see, if I click on the customer service app, then you will find out that there are like lot of apps which are there in the system. Out of the box, you will find out that there is a app with the name of customer service hub, and there are like other apps as well. Like as I said in the beginning, there is an app related to sales part as well, which is known as Sales Hub for sales team members. Then there is an app for marketing as well, which is known as Dynamics System Marketing. And then there is an app for customer service related thing. So if I click on the Customer Service Hub, I'll basically go to my Customer Service Hub module of the Dynamics 365 CRM where we are discussing the things. And if I'll basically go to my labs, so I'll go to the lab where the actual case overview starts. So I'll click on the case management part. So if you see that this is the actual work or the rehearsal or the hands-on experience which a user or the attendees can have by subscribing for our training. If you see that step by step everything is mentioned over here. To find out that the labs are there, once you complete those labs, you will be able to better experience. For example, you are working for one company with the name of City Power and Light, right? And you are a customer service manager there, and your company is basically dealing in, let's say, maybe you can say on healthcare products, right? And somebody have the problems or the concerns with your product or services which you are providing to the your customers. So how you will capture the concerns? So Dynamics 365 customer service is all about how you will handle the customer queries in a correct way, in a timely way, so that after sales service is very great and all your customers remains with you and they remains happy. So what we will do in order to register the concern of the customer, I'll go to the cases script. So cases are like the tickets in the system. For example, you call to any call center for taking support. Similarly, you send an email on support email IDs of a uh, related department. It can be a bank, it can be a healthcare related, it can be something else, right? So you have different systems to reach out to the company so that you can get your concerns fixed. So similarly, if I'm working for City Power and Light and I am a customer service manager, suppose I had received the concern from one of my customers, I can basically write that let's say issue in text. I can give any meaningful title. Then I can say that the customer want delivery of the product on the right time. So that was the concern. That let's say the medicine was not delivered on the time, and somebody had registered or availed a service of the company so that they will have the medicines delivery at the right time, and then I'll enter the name of the customer. So if your customer is corporate, you can select on the account. That is, if some company is having concern with your company, if basically if your business is of B2B nature, that is you are dealing with another company. But if your business is of B2C, that is business to customer nature, then you can click on contact and you can select the right contact for the customer which are having the issue. You can search your customer by the customer ID or by their email ID or by their phone number. So I or by their name as well. But since there can be a multiple person in this organization with the same name, so you can simply write the name of that person, and there you will find out that the email ID is also there. You will find out that this is the mail ID, so I'm able to associate that this is the right person. I'll select this. So now this the contact card is also appearing on the phone, right? The moment I click on the save button, you will find out that the case has been created. So the moment the case has been created in the system, you will find out that one unique number of the case is generated. You can consider that unique number as a ticket number. So case are like a ticket in the system, which so the moment it has been registered, the customer concern has been registered, I can simply assign that particular concern to some colleague of concerned department. Let's say this issue needs to be resolved by some other users which are a part of the organization or which have the expertise to resolve those kind of a issue. So I can assign those cases to a particular user. I'll click on the lookup for report, so I can assign this report to a concerned team, as well as if I want to assign a case to a particular individual, then I can assign it like this, right? So I have like all my users appearing here, and if I click on the team, so I can also assign the case to the team. So this is how I can do it in terms of assignment. So if you see this form clearly, so this forms have like a business process flow which needs to be followed. Not always, but it is recommended that if there is any business process flow defined in the system, that then all the users should follow it so that nobody basically miss any important step. So the first step is to identify the concern, which we had identified, we had understand the concern. And then if I click on the next step is all about the research, right? That to whom I am basically assigning this concern based on the expertise. So I can, as I said, I can click on the assign button on the ribbon and then can assign it like I showed this one, or I can simply go to this page and I can remove this user and I can select the right user. So I can do assignment this way as well. But I'm fine with the existing assignment. So it is fine. So now I'll go back to the lab and I'll check that what is the next instruction. So first instruction is go to the customer service hub, then go to the cases, click new case, give any meaningful title to the case. In my case, I had given the title as issue in healthcare product. It can be something else. And then I had selected the subject of the case, you can see, as delivery. So it can be something else as well. In case we want to add a new list over here, that can also be possible with the customization or the configuration which I had suggested in a previous slide. So any extending of the product which are not there out of the box in the system, that can be possible with the help of configuration related which are in the product, or can be possibilities to extend the product with some sort of so if I'll go back to my lab, so since we are following each and every step with the help of lab, so that we will reach out to the right steps, or we will complete the right steps in order to complete the training. So this is how like we had created the case case, right? Once we had created the case, here's the unique case number, and then we can basically create a phone call activity against that case. For example, if I am having a discussion with, let's say, Ryan, so I can basically create a phone call activity. Let's say Ryan had called me, so I can create one activity. So this is all about that creating a case in the system and reporting the customer concern or recording the customer concern in the system, and then recording what all discussion we had done with the customer in the form of email messages or in the form of phone call messages, or what all task we had done in the system in order to fix the customer issue. So this is the activity in the system. Activity is like any interaction which we are doing with the customer. It can be a phone call. So in my case, it's a phone call. So I'll write that maybe I can write that I can take the number of the customer. Let's say edit a number for now. Require I can also use the duration. Duration is 30 minutes, or I can change it. Right, again I can change it to low or high, or I can keep it as normal. So in my case, I change it as high, and I click on save and close. So the idea here is to create a case in the system and then create activities so that there will be a complete 360-degree view on a record itself that when was the case created. The case has been created on this, let's say on 12th June, and the case priority is normal. The status of the case is in progress. It is still not closed. If we check the stage, so the first stage was identified, where we had understood the customer's concern. Then the second stage was research. So we had understood the customer's concern, and then on the next stage, we had assigned this particular case or ticket or the customer concern to the team or user which have the expertise. So second step we had also completed, and then this is how like I had completed my one part of lab. Right? This is all about like creating the case, creating a phone call activity against that particular case. The way I did. So all the fields we can enter the data, but it is not required. So we just as much data as we have, we will have more meaningful report and we will have more data of the customer. I'll go back to my module 2, and under module 2 I have another lab. I'll click on next lab with the name of creating a queue. So again, now we have the scenario that let's say you are a customer service manager at City Power and Light. So City Power and Light is the name of the company. You need to create a queue for customer service representative to use for processing case. In this lab, what we will do, we will create certain queues in the system. So how we can basically define the queues, or how we can explain the queues. So queues are like teams which are having the expertise to resolve the issue. For example, there is a queue for resolving the customer's concern. Let's say for those customers which are our platinum customers, which are basically giving more business to us as compared to other type of business, then other type of customers. And then there is, let's say, another queue wherein we have our gold customers or silver customers, you can say, and then maybe like another queue for let's say those cases which is coming from a customer which have customer category approach. So creating a queue in the system is like creating a team, and based on the customer priority, because we can't serve every customer in a right, I mean in a specific time. So that is something which we can achieve through the queue part. So I'll go to the, as I said, creating a queue in the system. First thing what we have to do, go back to our customer service hub. I'll go back to my customer service hub. So this is my customer service hub application. Then I'll go back to the instructions again. This is all about like creating a queue. And the second step is go to the site map and select service management. I'll go to the site map and select the service management, right? So here we have the service management. Then I'll go back to instructions again. Here we have the button with the name of queue. So that is something which we have to press. So I'll click on queue, right? Here we have the queue. Go back to instructions again. And then I'll basically go to the new part and I'll give the name of the queue, which is in my case, uh, I can give basically the name of the queue. Is again, it's same. I can give, let's say, the name of the queue is old customer, right? So this is the team which will deal with the gold type of customer. When I say gold type customer, it simply means these customers are giving us uh, more business or revenue than our other type of customers. For example, somebody had purchased a product of rupees 10 lakh from us in a month, and somebody had just purchased a product of rupees 2000 from us. So we would like to give priority to a customer who had given more business to us so that we will have the better relationship and we will have the longer relationship. Similarly, we would like to give the services to our other customers as well, but our response time may be on a higher side as compared to our other old type of customers, right? And this is how like I had created one old type customer queue in the system. Then in a similar way, like I can create another queue in the system. Let's I'll give the name as the same one. Now I like created two queues in the system. I'll go back to the instructions which are given in the lab. So these labs are like very beneficial for anybody to have the understanding of the product and real hands-on experience. So as I said, the queues we had created with the name of gold and silver. So there can be like a number of queues which we can create. In app, it has been mentioned that you can create a queue with the name of bronze, then you can create a queue with the name of silver, then you can create a queue with the name of gold. So I had only created two queues. In a similar way, we can create n number of queues. Yes, this is how like we had created the queue in the system. This way we had like completed another part of same module 2, creating a queue. Now I'll go back to my last part of module 2, which is resolving the cases. Remember when we actually reach out to our case form, which I had raised. This is our case. If you see, then there's a button on the ribbon with the name of resolve case. So once this case has been created, we have entire detail of the case. We have the contact name, we have case title, case number, subject, customer name, origin. If you would like to add, we can say that this case has been come or arrived from or that you can say if some issue has been arrived from our mailboxes. Let's say we have a mailbox with the name of support at the rate healthcare.com. Maybe that can be like other sources as well. And this is how like we have the things appearing on the form and we can save it here. So you can see that the status is reflecting it in progress. If I go back to my instructions, This says like you can go to the customer service hub where we already, and then we can click on site web. There is a service button, cases under the service section, and then we can basically move to the next stage. This is all about like moving to the research stage, which is like identifying the themes which will work on it, and then it is all about like closing the activities as mentioned in the instruction. So any activities which we had created against that case that's supposed to be closed. For example, if the phone call has been done with the customer or any follow-up call has been done with the customer, so that particular activity need to be marked complete or marking the case as closed. So the activity which we had created last time, I'm just marking it as closed. Similarly, I can have like other activities. Now, for example, instead of phone call, the way I did last time, I can create a task in the system. Task you can basically consider as an Outlook task. We have the task given in our Outlook system. The task is like what all supposed to do in order to pacify the customer, in order to resolve the customer's concern. I can say, let's say, task maybe check the partner. So since the medicines has not been reached out to the customer on the right time, I had created one task for myself that I check with the delivery partner that what went wrong because of that medicine was not reaching the customer. So I reach out to the team, I check that why it has been delayed, and after all this, I can simply write my comments. I simply open the activity again, right? So this is how like I created, and then I'll say that I had a word with team. Is why like we couldn't deliver the medicines on right time. So this has been identified. So I can at last mark complete this task. So this is mandatory that any task which you had created in, in the system against a particular case, you see, it is regarding same case. So this is how like this task is linked with the case which we had created. So either we can click on mark complete button here itself, since we had a discussion, we had understood the pain area of our delivery partner because of which the delivery partner couldn't deliver the products that is our medicines on right time to the customer. Or I can go to the case again, and there also like I'll go to the activities and I'll find out that there is one open activity, the one which I had created. I can simply select it and I can again click on mark complete button. So there are like two ways. Either I can double click on it and I can complete it by clicking on mark complete button, or I can simply go to my case and basically reach out to the related activities, and then I can have my open activities. Here I can simply click on mark complete button. The moment I click on the mark complete button, it will ask me to click on the close button. I simply click on close button. So now if I see my all activities view, so these are like two tasks. You see the status of both the tasks has been completed. First one, we have understood the customer concern. We called the customer. We basically try to pacify the customer and listen their concerns. And we check with our delivery partner as well. We had understood their, their side as well. And then all the things we had understood and we had marked the activities as completed. First one is the task activity for an agent to perform, and then before this we had a discussion with customer. So the previous type of activity which we had done is phone. This is the case has been created from a origin of phone call. Remember we had selected here as phone call. So after all this has happened, and it has been allocated to the right person, we can simply move to the next stage, which is the result in our case, and we can click on finish. So if you see, all the stages have been completed, starting from identifying and then finding the customers, under identifying, then under research, we allocate the concern to the right team, and at last we reach out to the resolve stage. So once we have done everything, you can see the status of the report is appearing as active on the photo review notice, right? And if I click on the resolve case button, so I understood the customer's concern, I understood the delivery partner concern as well. I specify the customer by admitting the mistake of our team, and at the same time explaining their side to the customer. Now everything has been sorted out, and therefore, like, we are resolving the case. At last, before marking the case as resolved, we can basically give our comments as well. So I can simply write that at a word interest, and we can say that we had offered them that, let's say, offered them a discount package, right? We had offered them a discount package so that next time whenever they order the medicine, they'll get them own best price. This is just our action to pacify the customer, and at the same time to feel the customer better, and so that they will connect it with us for a long time. And after that, I can simply click on resolve button. The moment I click on resolve button, system will start processing the things. And if you see, the previous status of the case was in progress. The moment I click on the resolve button, the current status of the case is reflected as problem solved. Even you will find out that the status which you are previously reflecting as active on the footer, now it is coming as resolved. Here it is resolved. Now this case has been resolved, and now nobody can make the changes in the detail. This has been logged. So this is how the complete case creation related part happening in the Dynamics 365 CRM. And if I'll basically go back to my lab, where we will talking about the same thing, creating a case, then basically moving to the next stage, getting resolved, and then simply marking the case as resolved. And at last, let's say customer had reach out to you again, which is a task 2, and they said like, no, we are not fine with the solution which you had provided to us, and we still have the concern. And on call, they are basically saying that this discussion is all about case number CAS 01002 K4 C9 and 6, right? So as a customer service agent, what I'll do, I'll simply go to the cases, and I'll enter the case number on the search list view. To enter the case number, click on all cases, and there I'll write the case number because I have like lot of cases in the system. Customer was referring to case number A4, A9 and 6, right? At last, if you notice. So this is the case which were marked as resolved, right? And I'm now able to find out that what all happened in the case by checking the activities of entire journey with the customer, right? So these are the tasks which have been closed. So now I understood that what all has been done when the case has been created, what was the discussion which happened with the customer, as well as what was the discussion which has happened with the delivery partner. This customer is insisting that the case of the concern was not resolved properly, and they are not happy, they want some other resolution. So we can click on reactivate case. You will notice the current status of the case is reflecting as problem solved. The moment I clicked on the reactivate case, there will be one pop-up which is appearing on the form. And this pop-up says this action reactivates a resolved or cancelled case. We want to continue. The moment we click on the reactivate button, if you notice the current status is problem solved, it's gonna change again to the same status that is in progress. See on the head, we have the status coming as in progress. Even on the footer, the previous status was reflecting as result. Now it is basically coming as active. So this is how the complete case part runs in Dynamics customer service. We create the case system, we create the activity system, and then if there is any concern which is still left, we always have the option to reactivate the case. When we reactivate the case status will change back to in progress from result, and this is how the entire journey of case creation and case resolution and then again deactivating the case happens in the dimension customer service. So this is all very easy. This is all very detailed. This helps the customer service manager to have the complete 360-degree view of the customer, because if, or even the concern, because the concern has a specific case number. If you see the timeline have everything reported. Timeline is seeing each and everything. So this case was created right at 5:58 p.m. on 12th June, right? Then the task has been created at 6:13 p.m. related to phone call with a customer. Then a task has been created in the system for checking the concerns with the delivery team. Then the case has been marked as closed at 6:20 p.m. and then at 6:23 p.m. Uh, the case has been actually have the resolution remarks, and at last case has been opened again. That is the activation of the case. But even if I go to the customer screen, if I click on the customer card, I'll reach out to the customer card there, and this customer card we basically say a complete customer 360 degree. Why we say customer 360 degree view? Because we have the entire journey of the customer coming on one screen. We can have the understanding when the customer has been created in the system. We have the understanding of the address of the customer, of date of birth, and all details related to the customer. And then we can have the understanding that what all business we had done with the customer, that is the opportunity which has been successfully won with the customer, right? And if we see, we can also have the cases which have been created in the system against the same customer. So the case which I just created against this contact, this is even reflecting here. So this is all a customer case history review, that we know when a customer has been arrived in the system, what all business has been done in the form of opportunities and what all kind of cases or the concerns they had raised with us. So this is a complete customer case 360 degree. We will have entire description, detailed explanation of a contact at single screen. So that's the biggest advantage of having Dynamics 365 CRM for any company of medium scale or of large scale. So this is like about the module 2, last part, and this is how like we had completed the entire module related to case management. So module 0, as I said, is just to create the trial setup, which I had already created, and then we have the overview that what all apps are available in the system. Module 2 is all about creating the case and then creating the queues and at last resolving the case. So creation of queues is all about assigning that task to a particular queue, right? If any case has been created, we can simply assign that case to a particular queue. That is why like we create the case in the queue so that it can be reached out to the correct queue. For example, if I click on save and root button, if I click on root, so there is no active rule as of now. But if I activate the rule, then I can basically root out this particular queue. If we could add to queue, and if I click on look up here, and you will find out that we have like all the queues which we just created in our previous step. The moment I select all type, so this particular case is now reached to a queue called gold type customer. That team have members which holds more experience and expertise. They will handle the customer. So this is how like we create the case, we assign the case, and then at last we resolve the case. So this is all about the case management part of Dynamics 365 customer engagement or CRM.